Okay, this is a video specifically for our assignment to create an S3 website. So this is a introductory lab to our cloud architecting course here at BYU Hawaii. Now there's going to be a little bit that's specific to BYU Hawaii and this course up front, but for the rest of it, it should be fairly normal for everyone else as well. Okay, so first let's talk about the book for the class. So the book that we're using is online. It's AWS training, and this is a Amazon Web Services Academy course, Cloud Architecting. So you should be in the book at this point in time. The book has a couple pieces that we're going to kind of introduce really quick. First of all, logging into the book, you probably realize that you need to log in with your Amazon account. So we don't have single sign-on with our campus for this. You just have to log in with your Amazon account to get to the book. Now the lab exercises, which is the first one you're going to be doing with the class, that's a little different. So you're not going to log in with your Amazon account. You're going to log in with using your student campus email address. You're going to create a new account. This is for Fulcrum. So once you've done that, you should be able to get into the labs. So we're going to launch this. So once again, you're going to see really quick that it's logging in with my campus address, and we're in already. Okay, so let me switch it really quick to a class I'm taking instead of I'm teaching. So if we look here, we have the modules for the course. You can see them. You're going to be getting very familiar with these throughout the semester. We're going to introduce you to the sandbox. This is a place where you can play with an account that's not quite full, but you can do quite a bit in it. And we can do the creating an S3 website in it. So that's where we're going to do it. So this will launch at one. It mentions that this will run for 2 hours. You'll actually see that it's going to run for a lot longer than that. I don't know when they'll change that, but just realize that it says 2 hours, but it's going to be longer. That's the same with these others. So for example, lab 3 will be coming up in module 3. The lab for module 3 says it's 60 minutes, but it gives you quite a bit longer to do it. So, but sandbox environment. So we're going to click on my work. And this is, like I said, Fulcrum. What you do is you come over here and you click Start Lab. And when you click Start Lab, it's going to start to run some scripts to create your environment to be able for you to play in. So that environment takes a little while to run. So for some of the labs, it takes longer than others. The reason why is because it's setting up an entire environment for you, maybe setting up basically your own data center in the cloud, and all sorts of, there's just a lot of work going on. So you can see right here, it tells me the region, the creation time. It mentions that I have, it looks like 8 hours remaining. So like I said, it's more than 2, and lab status is ready. So I think you'll see rather quickly that this will not take us anywhere near 2 hours. So once it's ready, you close this window, and then we click on AWS. This is going to log us in to, so I was logged in to AWS before, so I first need to sign out of AWS. See if I can do this without causing too many problems. Let's see if it will. Let's try this again really quick. AWS. Nope. Oh, to log out, click here. Yeah, good. Okay, so I've logged out. Now it should be able to log in automatically. So that happens if you've logged in another window. So I have some other things going on. I should have logged out before. So at this point in time, this should be the way that most people see it. So something that's a little more unique to the class, let's cover really quick, is right here. We're going to have, this is the labs, and this is my username. So when you take screenshots for class, let's make sure that this is showing the best that you can, and then whatever else we're asking you to show. So we're going to go over configuring an S3 website, like I mentioned. So there's this nice little resource here that's on docs.aws.amazon.com, Amazon S3. Anyway, you can search for Amazon S3 static website hosting HTML on Amazon.com. You should be able to find this pretty easy, or you can type in the whole thing if you'd really like to. Maybe we'll list it in the information for the video as well. But we don't manage this, so it might change. So how do I configure an S3 bucket for static hosting? So the first thing is we need to get to S3. And it has a link here for you to get to it, but we're going to do it through the Amazon console. Now there's a lot of different ways you can search. So you can actually come here, you can look through the services and find storage. Oh, there's S3. You can type S3 here and see it here. You can see it in your history. So there's lots of ways to get to this. But you can also see right here is my recently visited, and it's here as well. So I'm going to click on it here, S3. They'll all take me to the same spot. And if you look at the documentation, the next thing it does is say, in the bucket name, choose the name of the bucket that you want to enable static web hosting for. So we don't have a bucket here, so we're going to create a bucket. This needs to be unique, so I'm going to use my name, Jeff Strain. You can have dashes but not underscores. Static dash web dash hosting. Okay. So if you look here, oh, you know what? Let me not do this. Since this is a DNS name, we shouldn't do caps. So that's back to our IT 280 days. So region, we're gonna leave it where it's at, US East 1. As we come down here, see where it says bucket settings, block public. So we're gonna allow public. And I acknowledge that this will result in things becoming public. It's fine. You can click on advanced settings and look at it. But I'm just going to create the bucket at this point in time. So we've created the bucket. We made it so that things can be publicly viewable. We're going to come here, click on our bucket. If you look here, it's going to say go to the properties, make a static website hosting. So come to properties, static website hosting, and use this bucket to host a website. Just say index.html. If we did the full thing, this would allow some specific ones to handle error documents and just general requests. There's redirection rules as well that we can do. We're not going to go really into this, but we'll just set index and error there. Save. So we now have a bucket. So if we go to the overview, we can upload here. So let's just show you that the next thing is so static web hosting. Use it to host a website. Talks to you a little bit more about what things are. So this is what we just did. Save, and then we are going to. So we already did the policies when we created it, but this tells you how to actually make it so you can make an existing bucket publicly viewable. So we don't think we need to add a policy at this point in time for what we're doing. I think we missed uploading. So anyway, yeah. So we need to upload a document. So we'll upload one. So upload, add files, and I have here documents. If I search, I have an old index.html that I've used before. So if you look here, manage public permissions, we're going to grant read access to this object. Everyone in the world will have read access to this. That's what we want if it's a web page that's open to everyone. So hit next. This is not HTML, but that's okay. So storage class, standard, frequently accessed. So it's in, you can see it's in at least three availability zones or more. So that gives it higher availability. So, and the rest of these are blank. You can look, there's lots of different options here. So we're going to leave it at standard, permission and stuff. We're going to leave, upload, review. So now we should have that uploaded. We can click on the object, and right here, object URL, we can get it. Which, by the way, if you look at this, the HTTPS, that's secure. Here's the name of the bucket that we created. It's on S3. It's in AmazonAWS.com, and the name of the object is index.html. Now you can change this and make it something nice, but that's beyond the scope of this assignment. So I'm just going to copy that, kind of come up here, paste it in the URL just to show you that, hey, look, hello world, here we come. Good job. So we've seen how we can easily create an S3 website. Granted, didn't really do much there. Actually, this one is HTML, so we could inspect it and see what we've done, but you can create an entire website from this. We're going to do an extra lab in module 6 where we actually create a dynamic web page where it can change based upon who is accessing the page. So, and you'll just see that there's other additional things you can do. Now that's going to be outside of S3, that we're going to be using Lambda at that point in time. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to learning more with you this semester. Thank you.